What's up, guys? Mike back here, and today we're going to be looking at the new Path of Exile 3.12 expansion Heist League. So, real quick, before we get into this, I do have a confession. Not the first time I'm seeing this. I actually recorded this whole video last night when it released, or when it got announced, and I went to upload it this morning, and I realized that I had my OBS settings fucked up, and you could only see like half of my browser window. Yay! So, it's not a legit first impression, but I'm basically going to say the same fucking thing as what I said last night, so let's get into it. I can't remember which order I did it in last night, so we're going to click on this, we're going to go here, and I'm going to let the video play out, and then I'll talk about it. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about it in the video. Because,
we have a lot to cover.
yeah.
The mark is in the rear of the dining hall. Cast, you're up first.
Alright, let me get my headphones adjusted here.
Once we're in, Talina will use the vents to bypass patrols. There's a steel barrier that blocks access to the hall. Tebs, can you handle it? Great. Then Isla just needs to bridge the gap. There's enough in that bunker for all of us to live very comfortably. If we stick to the plan, we should have no trouble at all. If we stick to the plan.
Alright, so I'm gonna start talking here, because yesterday I did it differently, and I'm actually glad I'm redoing this because I didn't like the way that video turned out. So I'm just gonna kind of pause here because I really like the way these new skill gems look, and I don't know if it's some kind of microtransaction they've got skinned on them, or if it's actually new skill gems. But if you see the like the runes that pop up, those runes look really good. Same thing for that blade vortex. I love that blade vortex. And that almost looks like a kinetic bolt with like Arrow Nova on it or something. The cinematic also, the cinematics also look really well in this. New flame wall skill. Alright, so I'm going to shut up while Chris Wilson talks.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. In this new league, you will plan and execute elaborate heists. Travel to the Rogue Harbor and hire a crew of thieves to perform tasks such as lockpicking, demolition, and transportation. Break into a secure facility and be careful not to trigger the alarm. Bypass security measures and infiltrate the vault containing a valuable artifact. Make a mad dash back to the extraction point to lock in your haul. Use your cut of the profits to obtain a blueprint, uncover escape routes, and train your crew as you plan the ultimate job, executing a grand heist. Choose your payoff from exclusive new items such as alternate quality gems, trinkets, body and weapon enchantments, replica unique items, experimented base types, and more. Plan your escape on September 18th.
Alright, so a couple things I want to talk about in this. The first one, let me find where... So, to me, this looks a lot like Syndicate League. I'm going to turn him down. It looks a lot like Syndicate League, especially when... Oh, come on. I was in the middle of a thought bubble. Alright, so this, to me, looks a lot like Syndicate League, with the mastermind safe houses and stuff. So here's my one big thing with this league. 95% of times in games, when they make it so you have to babysit an AI from point A to point B, it is trash. The AI never follows you. It's always a fucking headache. I'm really hoping that they didn't do it with this. But if we continue watching, I'll show you something that's got me scared. When they break, watch this. Okay, so see the guy in the red here? Watch that AI when the player moves into this vault. Watch what happens.
And infiltrate the vault containing a valuable artifact.
Did you see it? He walks around the side over here. The AI loses its pathfinding, walks around here, and then has to come back. So now imagine having to babysit 3 AIs with that style of pathfinding. That is going to be fucking horrible. And there he walks back in because the pathfinding picked back up. Now, Path of Exile is pretty good about AI and their pathfinding, especially with minion style builds. I'm really hoping that they just copied the minion AI and modified it to this, because it shouldn't be too bad then. But that's my main concern for Heist League. And I was skipping around because I wanted to see a picture. I wanted to talk about this. So this is another thing that looks like Syndicate League to me, where you're opening blueprints to be able to go from like room to room to room. That reminds me a lot of Syndicate. And that's not a bad thing because I like Syndicate. I just hope it's not so fucking in-depth like Syndicate is. Because my lord, you have to have a damn PhD to figure out how the hell Syndicate works. So, now that we've seen all this, let's go back to main site. Let's click on this and let's talk about it for a little bit. So now, I'm not going to read, like, word for word all of this. I'm just going to kind of pick up on the main points and you guys can read it. Alright, so this is just the, like, introduction. Alright, so here's the Rogue Harbor, which is like the main tile set, I'm assuming. Like the Menagerie, Tane's Laboratory, etc., etc. It looks really good. I really like the detail in that texture, especially with the lighting. I've noticed ever since they announced Path of Exile 2, they've been doing a lot of more, I guess, detail on lighting, and I really like that. I love that. I hope that becomes a Portal effect. I have a feeling that's going to be a Portal effect, and that's going to be beautiful. So here's the specialists. So you have 3 specialists. You have, what the hell were they? It was a lockpick dude, an explosives dude, and I don't remember the other one. Oh, a transport dude. And then we have, so they're introducing, I bumped my mouse, I'm so sorry. They're introducing a new currency type, which is the Rogue's Marker. Stacks to 10,000, which kind of reminds me of Parandus coins a little bit. Creates a portal to the Rogue Harbor from town or hideout, used as currency for services. So it's basically a portal to that tile set, and it's a currency. The fact that it stacks to 10,000, I can't talk this morning. The fact that it stacks to 10,000 makes me think it's going to be a very common drop. And then you have your contracts. Oh, I keep bumping my mouse. So this is, I guess, how you get into the like vault area or whatever to do the heist. It looks like you can roll them with currency. You can alch them and transmute and whatever, which is pretty good. And there's not, like, there's custom, or I'm going to call them quote-unquote custom, modifiers on there. So you have your standard monster life, monsters can't be stunned. And then there's 30% increased raising of alert level from opening chests. Guard deal more damage, guards take less damage. And then we have the 2, like, quote-unquote, in goals or whatever, like what you turn in to get your money. You have the Urn of Fraud and the Incest of Incestance. Whatever, some shit of Keth. And then we have Execute the Heist. So basically, it's a race against the clock, because Yay! Everybody loves to race against the clock, right? Fucking hate that shit. This is a new skill. We'll go over this skill in a little bit. Oh, he is using Valor F. That's nice. Is that second wind support? Oh, he does have second wind support on his Valor Righteous Fire. I think that's a new skill, or that's a new Fireball MTX, because I really like that. No, it's the Fireball MTX. You can see it on his, what would be default of middle mouse button. And then he's got the new Flame Wall skill, which we'll talk about in a second. And then this is just another picture of breaking in. It looks like they're incorporating multiple leagues into this, because if you notice, this kind of looks like a Legion, where you have to do something in order to activate the monsters, which I really like, because I absolutely love Legion. And then this is talking about equip your crew. This is so you can add like trinkets and items to your crew members. So here we have a brooch that gives her job experience. It looks like you can roll these too, because some of these are rare and some of these are magic. There's a blowtorch, and if you notice real quick, it says requires level 3 in any heist skill, where this one says requires level 4 in engineering. So there's different skill sets that you can level, which is denoted on the right here by the bars. The little experience bars. This is melee damage, and now this is the thing that's got me kind of worried. Players and their minions regenerate 1% of life per second. That's a lot, especially if you're running a golem build, or if you're running like just a massive fucking horde of zombies. That's a lot of life per second. And then here is another trinket that is just upgraded. Alright, so here's the blueprint section. This is talking about blueprints. So this is what's making me think a lot of Syndicate. If you look, the pictures look a lot like Syndicate, and so does the layout. So let's click on some pictures. Ooh, see, again, the lighting. I love the lighting and the shadows on the ground. That looks really good. And then here's the blueprint screen. And I think this is in a heist. So I like how they have the chest set up where you have to click on them. That's a good touch. And then here's the blueprint, so you can roll the blueprint. So here's a normal, a magic, and a rare. And then this is talking about trinkets. So yay, Talisman League from hell, I'm assuming. But this actually looks like a really good... I don't know what these do entirely. It says it influences what rewards you'll get from future heists. So is this like Sextants on a map where you get like 3 runs? Is it you put it on a blueprint and you get that's how you modify blueprints? I don't know how these are gonna work, but it says it's a trinket and it doesn't look like a currency item. So but this one's really cool. So this is like a double div card drop and corrupted items. And then this one's kind of got me hesitant a little bit. 5% chance for regal orbs to drop as exalted orbs. So if you're running like, I don't know, a 200% increased quant heist with a fucking MF Wind Ripper, is that just going to mean you're going to print exalts quite literally and end up with, 30x in a heist? Or how's that going to work? That's going to be interesting to see somebody like Empyrean, or it's not Empyrean, it's Empyrean Gaming do. I'm really hoping to see what he does with shit like that, because that dude is just literally like needs to get a job at the fucking mint department or something, because that dude prints money in this game. Alright, so now we get into the gems. So there's alternate quality gems. I'm really not read into these a lot. Basically, it changes the quality aspect. So rather than, for instance, Archmage, it does added cold damage instead of added lightning damage for the quality. And then they have a cleave, and then they have Herald of Agony. So, pretty simple. And here we get into some of the new items and uniques. So I am so sorry, I keep my mouse. So this is a replica Sorrow of the Divine. I don't know what the hell the Sorrow Divine is off the top of my head, so I don't know how this is different, if it's better, if it's... I don't know. Same with these boots. It looks like a pair of boots. Oh, it's a trigger. Oh, it's a trigger. I didn't read that. Trigger level 5. Ugh. Hopefully that's divinable. I don't know anybody that's going to use a level 5 toxic raid. I mean, I guess if you're a poison build, maybe, but, like, that's a really low level skill. A lot of fire, there's a lot of elemental damage on that shield. Or, is it a shield? I don't. That's either a shield or a helmet. Now, the bow is kind of cool. So, it's an elemental bow, because it does fire, lightning damage. But it has fire res on it, which is kind of iffy to me. But other than that, it's decent amount of crit, multi, a little bit of attack speed, and then just a fuckload of elemental damage. That's going to be a nice Ellie bow. Weapon and body armor enchant. So this is another kind of cool aspect they're doing. So ignore I'm assuming that all sockets are linked is just part of the heist thing. Like you can get quote unquote linked items. But it says life modifiers have 6% increased effect. And then on the mace, it says physical modifiers have 15% increased effect. So that kind of reminds me of the, like the shit you can do for belts and rings now. Whatever the hell I can't think of the name of that stuff. I'm trying to remember. It was last league that you got, where you could enhance the quality of shit. We have new curses, so new self-curse builds. So, curses are now hexes. And they have a new doom mechanic, which I really like. So it's impending doom when you... Impending doom triggers doom blast when the supported hex on an enemy expires. So it's like a... It's almost like Bane Pop, like a quote-unquote Bane Pop occultist used to be. People used to play the build where you would hit something with Bane, and then it would explode, dealing chaos damage in an AoE. Also, allergies are kicking my ass, so ignore that. New punishment skills, that's pretty cool. So that's kind of like a explodey chest on a skill, I guess. I guess that'd be kind of cool for melee builds. Steel skills, I don't think anybody ever used these or will, even if they're reworked, unless some random dude on Reddit finds an insane build that, you clear Uber Elder with a fucking tabula and one sword, and that's it. So they reworked Lancing Steel, Splitting Steel, and what was the other one? Call of Steel. I think that's a new one. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. So this one is cool. So it causes all impaled enemies in a large radius to release all of their spikes at once. So, here's my thoughts on this skill. If you're a Cyclone Impale champion, or whatever, you're Cyclone Impale, you're cycloning through a map, you stop, you hit that button, is it just gonna fucking basically AoE clear the rest of the damn map? If you can stack, because you can stack like 9 impale stacks on an enemy if you do it right. Impale was not a piss poor skill. That was a really nice skill. So we're getting, these are the spells. So this is the new fire spell that I was talking about, the Blazing Salvo. It looks a lot like Fireball meets a totem build, kind of. Or ballista build, because it's a volley of fiery mortars. Void Sphere, which I think is the reworked Discharge. And then we have Flame Wall. I was going to say Firewall. Flame Wall, which is just the fire alternative to Frost Wall. But it has a really cool effect when you fire projectiles through it. They get a burning effect, which I thought was cool. And then much, much more. Here is the new unique. So we have Corpse Walker Boots, which is level 20 Corpse Walk, which I have no idea what the fuck it does. We have a new belt. Enemies hits inflict temp chains on you. When you lose temp chains, you gain max rage, immune to curses when you have at least 25 rage. So I feel like that'll be good for a berserker build. I think it is berserk's the one that have rage. It's been a while since I've played anything except for a fucking assassin and then minion, summoner, or an archer, realistically. That's like the three things I play in Cyclone Champion. New div cards. So, Triskaidekaphobia. Anyway, it's a 13 set that gives you a map, tier 13, with 13% quality. I really feel like Empyrean, this is his div card. 100% Delirium with 8 modifiers and it's corrupted. So, I'll be happy to see, or I'll be looking forward to seeing what tile set that drops in. And then they're talking about they're supporting Mac OS, and you can play on the PC realm, and then the supporter packs. So let's check out the supporter packs here. Spellblade. So let's see what this is. Alright, so that's kind of cool. I like the purple. And then you have the Master Spellblade, which I think you get the armor set, yeah. I don't like that armor set, realistically. I take it back. I like the chest, I don't like the helmet. I don't like the hood. I don't know. It just looked weird to me. Now, the Eagle Supporter Pack. Now, this is nice. I love this character effect. Because if you watch, there. How it splits open, it goes into 4. That's cool. And then you have the Imperial Eagle, which you get the armor set for. Now, I really like the horns on the helmet on this one. That looks really cool. And then I think these are the Harvest Supporter Packs, so all those. Alright, well, that is a first look at Heist League, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I will see you in 15 days when I do on stream when I play League Launch. So, Mike signing out, and I will see you guys later.